This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Fasten your seatbelts.
JeffWardShow.com.
6 leads in football.
Yeah, I think this qualifies as 6 minutes of football. No, it is 6 minutes of football. And keep this in mind. Okay, it's 6 minutes of football. College football's overtime isn't just stupid, it's dangerous. It's not just stupid, it's dangerous. Or you want to say it's dangerous because it's stupid. Let me tell you something. It is stupid. The concept and structure of college football's overtime is stupid. It's reduced the game down to a fourth. It's an idiotic concept. It's an idiotic structure, and I thought that even before the dangerous thing that happened this past weekend. So I'll argue that even if things, quote, worked perfectly, it's still a stupid way to decide a game. I know you're going to say, is there a better way? Well, yes, there is. Not this one. It's stupid. And now, after this past weekend, we can say once again, it's dangerous. Doing you a favor here. No one cares about the game, and it is a mind-numbingly bad football game. Doing you a very nice favor. It is 16-16, and we're in overtime. We're going to fast forward. We're now in the fourth overtime period of a game that was a 16-16 tie. It ended in regulation at, did it end at 10 or did it end at 16? I think it ended at 10. Okay. We're going to fast forward. We are now in the fourth overtime between Illinois and Penn State.
They'll run it with Noah Kane. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another. But gets stood up.
Fifth overtime.
Rifles one into the end zone, and it's broken up. Ellis Brooks was there to knock it away. Emotions
Sixth
back.
overtime.
Brandon Peters. Way up over the head of Daniel Barker. No chance.
Seventh overtime.
Chance to win it again. Clifford, shovel pass. Strange. Stood up. Inside the 1 yard line. Illinois gets another stop.
16-16, eighth overtime.
Instead, they'll run it. At the goal line, it's Noah Kane. Is he in? Penn State thinks so. The officials say no.
Ninth overtime.
They will. Josh McCray, no chance. He lost yardage back to the 5 yard line. Jet sweep. Isaiah Williams at the goal line. He's in. Illinois got the lead. So Penn State to extend the game. Noah Kane at the goal line. Is he in? Yes! Clifford to try and throw.
18-18. We're in the ninth overtime.
Brandon Peters at quarterback.
Ninth.
Rolls out. Into the end zone. It is caught. Casey Washington's got it. Illinois pulled off the upset.
Okay, next time you hear somebody in the industry of professional college sports talk about player safety, I just want to remind you that they just played 9 overtime periods snapping the ball inside the 25. They're not kicking back and forth. They're actually running plays from scrimmage, guys hitting each other. That would be 9 overtimes after the industry of professional college football thought that it had fixed its convoluted overtime system because a few years ago a game at Kyle Field went, 6 or 7 overtimes, and people thought that it's so terrible and so dangerous and nobody could watch it. So they essentially kept the system in place and made the players walk to each end of the field to re-snap it, and then went through 9 overtimes in a horrible 20-18 game. That. This has been going on for some time. I've thought the same thing for some time. I don't know who really enjoys, who has 7 hours out of their day for this. This is Illinois and Penn State. Penn State was ranked. Illinois beats them. 9 overtime periods. Okay? It wasn't just a test. No. Everyone loves to say, wow, what a test of endurance. This wasn't a test of endurance. It was a test of incompetence, and it was stupid and dangerous, unbelievably dangerous, and unbelievably stupid, and unbelievably incompetent.
John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce in all 50 states, now in several retail outlets as well. So we're going to turn it over to the social media rock chef superstar, and we're going to walk through a few sauces and why you should buy. We've done Beat Heat. So we're second in line now for the tasting. Don't forget, everyone, go to atxhotsauce.com. So here we go.
All right. So this one is our smoked habanero 5-pepper. We smoke habaneros with ancho,
Is that going to hurt?
This one? No,
Yeah.
This one's actually really, really good.
Okay.
This is like your traditional tapatilla, but without the vinegar in it, right? And because of that fermentation process that we've talked about all the time. This one is great on sandwiches, pizzas, things like that. Great on hot wings. I think you're going to really like this one too, especially the smoky flavor with the adobe chipotle and the smoked habaneros. We actually smoked the habaneros before we.
Does that go with the cab?
This would not go with cab. This would go with the great Chenin Blanc, though.
I knew you were gonna. I teed you up with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good. That's good.
Isn't that good? It's just classic take. Well, it's a new take on a classic item. So it's called smoked habanero 5-pepper.
All right, don't forget
One of my
ATX.
favorites.
Don't forget atxhotsauce.com.
It was 4 quarters plus 9 overtimes. That's a few hundred snaps. Remember that when somebody talks about player safety. It's the longest game in FBS history, I assume by far. They played the most overtime periods ever in a college football game. The previous high was 7. That had happened 5 times. Remember that whole player safety thing? So we've played 7 overtimes 5 times. We've now set a record with one that is 9. It's ridiculous. One, as a nerdy football concept, snapping the ball from the 25 is saying it's a fourth of the sport. That's really how you decide a winner. That's really how you're going to give a good reflection of which is the better team. Nobody wants a tie. That's been debated for years. I'm not that against ties, but if the public doesn't want a tie, the industry of college football doesn't want a tie, then you do have to settle it. But to say that you're concerned about player safety and have 9 overtime periods of snapping the ball from the 25. And the funny part is they'll run one series, walk to the other end. Their guys probably cramping up, walking back and forth on the field. It's such a dumb idea. It should have ended a long time ago. This concept should have stopped a long time ago. If you've decided you're not going to have ties. Well, Jeff, what's a better way? You know what the NFL does? The NFL does everything right in terms of what it does for the product on the field. It does everything right to give the viewer the best show possible. And the NFL even caved in the last couple of years out of legitimate concern for player safety. So the NFL has a system where you actually kick it off and go the full length of the field or don't go the full length of the field. It has a way that's built in that if you kick a field goal and somebody matches you, then you go to another overtime series, or if they score a touchdown, they win. It's turned into sudden death. So you don't keep playing forever. And if you play out the duration of the overtime in the NFL, the game ends in a tie. And it sucks. But you know what? It's not that. That's 7 hours of a 20-18 game. And that's not good television. That's pathetic. It's not even good football. And frankly, it's pretty dangerous. And that's really comical from an industry that says that it keeps making rules, targeting rules, suspensions, steroid policies. It keeps making all these rules in the name of player safety, and yet just had a game go to 4 full quarters, and 9 overtime periods. what'll come of it? They'll tinker with it again. That's what'll happen. That's what happened when they went through 7 overtime periods at Kyle Field. They started tinkering with it and made it worse and made it more dangerous. College football would do everyone a favor and just say, you know what we need to take? We need to take those rules from the NFL that are really about making games last 3 hours long. That's what they do. Give everyone a packaged product that lasts 3 hours, and let's do all we can in the name of safety to stop the number of snaps. That's what they should do. It's not complicated. Just write down exactly what the NFL does and do that. Because this is dumb. It is incredibly dangerous, and there's no one in their right mind that can hang around and watch this thing in its entirety. And within a month, you're probably going to hear some school president. The next time there's some discussion about rules, the next time there's a discussion about the number of practices per week, the next time there's a discussion about the number of games, oh, these kids, these amateurs are playing too many games. You're going to hear all that stuff before the year's over, and no one's going to circle back and say, really, what do we mean about safety? We just played 4 quarters and 9 overtime periods of these guys, probably most of the same players playing the entire time, ramming into each other for the better part of 6 hours.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.